Okay. Hi, everybody. Here we are. We're doing our stream. All right, we've got Logan here today. Logan didn't want to take a nap. So, we have Logan with us today. So today's stream, we're just going to be talking about sorry. I'm just reading something here. Okay, so we're going live here and we've got we're going to talk about what it's like to be blind, or what it was like for me to be blind. And I said I wanted to basically talk about what it was like to grow up as a blind person. Sorry, I'm just changing the stream title here. Yeah, Logan? Okay, so we're gonna do just talk about a few experiences I had as a blind kid. Why I am today, or why I am the way I am today. So basically, as I said in my first live stream, I went blind at 6 months old. Sorry about that. There, perfect. Okay, so, basically, as I stated in my first live stream, I went blind at 6 months of age because I caught the measles. I wear prosthetic eyes. I've been wearing them since I was 1. I've actually never went to a school for the blind. I went to a public school. Oh, look at that! 2 people watching. Hello, 2 people watching. I went to a public school for my entire school, I guess you would say career. I don't know why you'd say that, but that's what I hear anyway. I was a Braille user. Basically, I started learning in kindergarten. And I had pretty much learned everything there was to know about Braille by grade 2. Basically, they would take me out of class whenever teachers were teaching the kids to print, and they would teach me Braille at that point. I never really had that many friends, unfortunately. Not many people wanted to be friends with the blind person. Mostly that's because people don't really know how to talk to a blind person. I can't really say I understand that, but I guess I kind of have to say I understand. Well, I don't know. I did, however, and I still have this best friend ever. She was amazing. She and I became friends in grade 3, and thanks to her, if you watched the video I dropped earlier today, thanks to her, I learned how to print capital letters because she and I decided that I needed to know how to to write that so I could sign my name and stuff when I grew up. And we weren't thinking about it at the time, but it can also help you teach your kids your letters if they can see and you can't. A lot of times I spent battling discrimination at school. I was advocating for myself and for the CNIB as a little kid. Um, Actually, one of the worst experiences at elementary school was, yeah, Logan, was being excluded from gym class because I was told that I would hurt the other kids. But then I was given bad marks for participation because I wasn't participating with other kids. So my mom actually had to go into the school 2 years in a row, pretty much every parent teacher interview, every time a report card came out, and argue with them and say you can't exclude somebody and then give them bad marks for participation. You can't have it both ways. But on the flip side, when I got to high school, the gym teachers basically told my itinerant teacher and educational assistant that there would be no exclusion whenever the class was doing something that I couldn't do, like playing soccer, which they did let me do, but it was hard to find somebody who wanted to guide me and run around with me. I would go to what was called Live Fit, which was a class for older girls, and I would just do weights and aerobics and stuff with them. So I was included in pretty much every class, no matter what, in high school. It just really sucked at the elementary school level. And again, my best friend, um, on her own time outside of school, taught me how to dunk a basketball, taught me how to dribble, taught me how to pass, taught me how to dribble a soccer ball, actually, taught me how to defend in soccer, like all these awesome things. And she wasn't blind at all. She was completely sighted, and she just always hung out. We're still best friends to this day. Um, I've been doing something called orientation and mobility, which is um, what most blind people go through, and it's mostly just to teach not only routes around a city. It's to teach little kids their directions. It's teaching them how to orient themselves to an area. It's to teach them how to, if they're lost, teach them how to get back on track. Teach them problem solving skills while they're traveling. Teach them how to take a bus. All sorts of things like that. And at the very basic level, teach them how to use a cane. I've been a cane user since I was 5. I would like to be a guide dog user someday, especially now that I have kids. Um, but that's a whole other separate thing. It takes about a month of training at a guide dog school, either between 2 weeks and a month, depending on the school. And then you come back and your orientation and mobility instructor works with you and your dog. Hold on a second. What's the matter, buddy? Did you drop some toys? Did you drop your toys? Yeah. I know, sweetie. I know. Hold on. Here's your hammer. Yeah, I know. Alright, guys, you're gonna have to deal with my talking computer because Logan wants up and I don't want to have my corded headphones where he can reach them. So, you're gonna have to listen to Apple VoiceOver talking if I go to check stuff. Sorry about that. Okay, Logan, you're gonna sit with Mama and we're gonna do the stream. Okay? There we go. Better? Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. So I've been doing orientation and mobility since I was about 4 or 5. One of the things I do plan to do with this channel is to get something like a GoPro and attach it to like the carrier or a hat of mine or something, just so you guys can see what travel is like for me. I'm not sure if my instructor would like me to film a lesson, but Logan, you're blocking my face, buddy. You're blocking my face. You gotta turn around and sit down and look at the camera. See? See? He's super tired. He's been teething all day, poor little guy. He's only had about an hour-long nap. Strangely enough, when I was supposed to have my orientation lesson today, he was a napping, weren't you? Yeah. So let me think. What other experiences can I share with you guys? I'm sure there's. Oh, here's one. It's not a good one, but here's one. Um, I did brownies for about, I think, a month. And the main reason I quit was because the leaders insisted that I was incapable of doing anything that the kids were doing, crafts, like anything, and I was just sick of it. And so, Logan, are you gonna let me feed you, or am I just gonna flash myself on camera here? Seriously? Crazy child, making me do that. You're gonna get me in trouble. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
1. Lift heading level 3. Privacy. You are current people and blogs.
Okay.
You are currently on a text element.
Sorry, Logan just touched my trackpad. So, yeah, it was the simplest craft they would insist that they needed to do for me. I remember very clearly the Halloween meeting, which was the last meeting I attended. And we were making witches out of pencils and styrofoam balls, and they insisted that I was incapable of sticking the pencil into the styrofoam ball and then decorating the ball. The ball was to be the witch's head, and the pencil was to be the body. So I was very done, needless to say. So yeah, and I unfortunately, like, I don't want to get into too many or too much of a touchy subject here, but it's a lot of the times I get when I get into stuff like going to brownies or attending churches that friends of mine have invited me to. I've been invited to churches specifically for the purpose of healing my sight, and I don't want to knock anyone's religion. If you believe in God, awesome. Just please don't try and tell me that I need to believe in God to be healed, because I don't consider myself broken. I just consider myself a person who's blind. That is actually an experience that I had. Somebody telling me, tricking me into going to their church, just so that the preacher there could try and heal me, because they knew I was interested in Spanish culture, and they used that as a reason for me to go, and it was specifically for them to heal me. Which, you know what, I don't want to say they were bad people, because they had the best intentions in their own way. It was just very, very upsetting to me, because these people were my friends and I felt really tricked. But good experiences. Obviously, my best friend, who didn't give a crap that I was blind, and all those years ago decided that she would be the only one to raise her hand in a class of 30 students to volunteer to guide me across the street to our playground, because our school had two playgrounds, one for the small children and across the street for the older grades. And so when it came time for me to go across the street, and we asked for a guide from the class, nobody but her raised her hand. And we've been best friends ever since. It's been uh, actually 20 years this year we've been friends. So, yeah, that I would say is by far a really good experience. There are some really cool things that are offered for the disabled, like horseback riding for the disabled. Oh, Logan. Which I actually did. I did a riding camp. My grandmother was awesome enough to pay for me to go. Um, this was when I was in high school. I love horses. I've been riding horses since I was 4. My uncle was the one that got me into it. Um, and so that's a fun experience. You don't have to see to ride a horse. You just have somebody holding a guide rope, and you're good to go. Or if you're trail riding, horses follow other horses. They just do. So you just make sure that when you're in the group of you're in between the leader and the person behind you, and you're good. Um, Horses are awesome. Let's see what else. Good experience. Lake Joseph is a camp that the CNIB has. The CNIB is a Canadian institution. Lake Joseph is the site of a summer camp for the blind and visually impaired, and kids come from all across Canada to this camp. I went for I think 7 years in a row, and some of the best experiences of my life were there. They don't believe in blind people can't do X at this camp. There was water skiing, there was canoeing, there was kayaking, there was sports, there was everything a summer camp has, just with blind people in it instead of sighted people. I met a lot of cool people there. I had a lot of fun.
Toolbar.
Logan, what have
New
we
tab.
touched?
Vertical people and blogs. Interact with the title of stop inter people and blogs. Heading level. Schedule next stream. Schedule add to
Sorry
13 point
about
cards.
that. Logan is very upset right now, and he's pulling down my shirt, and I'm live. Awesome. Thank you, Logan. You're gonna get my channel banned. um, ah. So Camp Joe, I would actually love, they have a family week, and I would love to take Eric and the kids there because it is a great place, and I want to see it. It's been renovated since I've been, so I want to see what they've done. Here's something that really I need to say. A lot of blind people do actually say the word see. You know, we do when in reference to things like television, we do say, "Oh, I saw that episode," or "Oh, I watched that all the time." Because honestly, it's ridiculous to say, "Oh, I listened to that." Like I actually have sighted people correct me. They say, "You didn't watch something, you listened to it." And it's like, "Really? Just don't do that. That's incredibly rude, first of all. You may think you're being funny. You're really not." Especially when somebody's in the middle of talking and you interrupt them to be like, "No, you didn't see it. You listened to it. Ha ha ha." No, that's not cool. Um, I definitely use cited terminology. I actually do things that sighted people do. If you, my husband has actually come in to see me watching a movie on my iPad, holding my iPad in the exact position a sighted person would if they were watching a movie. And he's like, "What are you doing? You can't see that screen." I don't even notice I'm doing it. It's really amusing. And so basically, I hope what you guys could take away from this stream is Yeah, there are some really crappy aspects to being blind. Winter travel is one of them. Exclusion by a group is another of them. Making friends kind of is hard. But you know what? If you can smile your
Facebook
way
12
through
point dot
all
SMS
that,
text. Black on white. What's it like to be
if
blind?
you
Insertion and end of
can
text. Title. Edit text.
if you can
Title. You are currently in the
have
text field. To
fun
enter
with
text in this field, type.
yourself and have fun with your situation, make a few jokes at your expense. If you walk into a wall, laugh at yourself. That's what I do anyway. People will start calming down around you and they'll start understanding that they don't need to treat you like glass. And that's one of the things that I wanted to share with everybody. Blind people aren't glass. At least the people that I've met aren't glass. I'm sure somebody somewhere is very delicate, but most of the people that I know, and myself included, we're just normal people whose eyes don't work. We want to have friends and families just like everyone else. Some of us even do have families and friends, right? Right? Squirmy worm? Hey? Hey? I know you're blocking my face from the people watching though, sweetie. You don't care. I was planning on having this be an hour, but Logan is really upset. Well, he's not really upset, but he's very squirmy. He's tired, he's hungry, he's teething. I don't think I can keep him quiet much longer. So I may have to cut this short. I know your teeth hurt. I plan on doing more live streams. I'll be scheduling the events on the Facebook Parenting Blind page, which is linked in the description. I'm again really honestly, if you guys could leave comments on stuff you want to know about, that would be very helpful because I honestly, because I just do things every day, I don't think about that it might be something people might want to know about. Like today, I was sitting there going, what am I going to do a video on? Somebody commented and asked how I teach letters, shapes, and colors. And I'm sitting there going, what? How did I not think of doing a video on that? So the letters video has dropped. I'll be doing colors and shapes soon. So again, just if there's anything you guys want to know, just please ask.
Add description. Edit
Either
heading level 3. People
I
heading
don't
level 3.
think
Public.
I don't think there's been
Encoder
any
setup. Server. Select stream names.
questions
19
here in the
characters.
chat.
Stream name / key. Secure text with autofill menu. To open the autofill net reveal. Lips expand button.
Don't touch, please.
You are black up. Expand optional feature. Go link. Just to stop streaming. Went period. Ready to dismiss. Hide chat. Analytic. Stream health button. 2. Watching now. 0. Messages /
Okay,
mail.
no.
0.
Okay.
You are currently in the text element.
So in the streams, you guys can you can chat to me. I will see them. Luckily, it's accessible for anyone using a screen reader. If you're watching this video later, leave a comment. If you don't want your name mentioned or you don't want your question attached to your name and you just have an anonymous thing you want to ask me, please send me an email, parentingblind@gmail.com, or you can send the Parenting Blind Facebook page a private message and I will answer you that way. Or I will answer the question on stream and just say it was an anonymous question. I won't mention a name or anything like that. So if you're worried about sounding silly or just don't worry about it, there are lots of questions that people ask that I go, oh, I guess maybe people want to know about that. So just whatever you have that you want to know, please ask. I think I'm going to have to end it here. Mr. Logan is very upset now. He's done. He's done. Maybe he'll nap. Can you say bye, Logan? Yeah, you're tired. Can you say bye-bye? Can you turn and face the camera and say bye-bye? No? Okay. thanks for tuning in, guys. Yeah, this went a lot better than the last two streams. So keep tuning in, and thanks again. We'll see you later.
Ops Studio 20.1.0 0.0 decibel cut pop up stop streaming.